All right, welcome everybody to the latest I am Norwood 2025 candidate interview. This is Councilman Ed Condoleo running for re-election this year. Ed, good evening.
Good evening, Paul. Thanks for having me.
How's everything going in your part of town?
Excellent. Everything is really terrific and under control the way we like it.
Yes,
Very
yes,
good.
indeed. Excellent. So let's jump into the questions because there is quite a bit of them.
Sure.
So
Happy to hear.
you're sitting councilman. I think combined this is probably your third term. I know you did at least one term a couple of years ago, took a couple of years off, jumped back in.
Two
Why?
terms. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
motivates you to do this? Why at present, and what motivates you to do this again or keep doing it?
Well, I have an innate desire to help people and do what I can to support the community. And that was my experience, in life with people who mentored me. And I think it's important. And I think just out of gratitude, really, I'm just so happy to live this life. It's such a great experience, and I just want to do everything I can to share that and give the same feeling to people, others as well.
Excellent, excellent. And where did you grow up and attend elementary school and high school?
I grew up in Jackson Heights, Astoria area near LaGuardia Airport in Queens, New
Okay,
York, and
not Long Island, but Long Island.
right, not Long Island.
Coming
The
from a
five
Nassau
boroughs of
County
Long
child, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. As I mentioned, I lived in Nassau for a brief time for
Okay,
about 4 years
okay.
previously in Floral Park, and then I was relocated out here to New Jersey and landed in Norwood, and I was just extremely lucky. Just so grateful to be here.
Excellent. And what, if anything, did you take away from where you grew up and how things worked that you see as being applicable to Norwood and how you represent it on the dais?
Well, I mean, there was such a strong sense of community where I grew up. I mean, I was really a close-knit community, very, very large community in New York, and everyone just got along so great. It was such a great feeling. And so that really, during my formative years was just a great experience to have with people that of all types and stripes. And it's really a very, very mixed area. And just great fun. And, the sense of community here is the same. And, it's important to keep it that way. I'm looking to support the community in any way I can. So that's crucial for me.
Excellent. Speaking of the community, what, if any, do you see as the biggest issues facing Norwood at present?
Well, I think that the most immediate is the mandates on overdevelopment are going to put a significant strain on this community. I mean, I think it's close to alarming. We're trying to fight it, but what's being imposed is for the next 10 years is something on the order of 10 or 11 times the development we've had over the last 20. And I believe in growth and affordable housing and development, but it's got to be in a responsible, sustained, and a controlled way that benefits the people of the community. But the challenges here are really almost designed to railroad it through from Trenton, and we've entered into a lawsuit to challenge it. We just have to do everything we can to try to slow it down, at least to do it in a controlled way. So this is we really have no choice. We don't, they're taking choice away from us. Ultimately, if we don't comply with minimum regulations, as you probably know, you're on the planning board, right? So,
Yep.
we're in a tough spot. Yeah, I'm sure you're very familiar. So, I mean, I would, ring, the alarm on it. I mean, I think people need to speak up and hopefully vote, to try to change this in some way. It's crucial,
I think you addressed a top three issue. Are there two other issues that concern you in particular as far as the borough, and is there anything that you would propose to address those issues as well?
Well, I wouldn't say that there are issues, but it's really important that we keep a laser focus on supporting our services here, that
Okay.
we maintain that, and not let them slack off, because we can see what happens if that happens. I mean, I'm supportive of our all of our safety, and first responders, our police, our EMS, fire, uh, and all of our local services. DPW is just crucial, to be able to support that. An issue there is that there has been a push from opponents of ours in the past to centralize that in the county, and that would remove it from local control and being responsive to the residents. So I'm very, very protective of making sure that we are able to have local control over those things that are important to everyone. Our recreation programs, library, we need to fund those appropriately. I mean, that's crucial.
Okay. You probably already touched on this with some of your earlier responses, but name one thing you'd like to see the borough of Norwood put more taxpayer money towards, if anything.
Well, yeah, putting, kind of goes against the primary, responsibility of the council is to minimize
Okay.
costs and ensure that we minimize taxes. I mean, that's number one.
Okay.
While we do that, critical expenses, we've got to pay what's important and essential, and obviously not incur costs for what's non-essential or not important to the residents. So there's a balancing act there. I mean, I would love to spend more on our police, fire, library, and EMS, and all of our services. Supporting families, most importantly. But and we do that. I think we do a pretty good job, right? I mean, and we've been able to manage and keep our town tax increases and overall taxes among the lowest of the 7 towns in the Northern Valley. So I think we've done a pretty good job of balancing that and delivering the quality of life, and trying to keep it that way. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's
There's no right or wrong answers. So, I'm going to give you a couple of questions I received from the town when I announced that I was doing these again.
oh, good. Challenge me.
Excellent, excellent. So this one, there's some concern among local parents as to the lack of useful sidewalk on the school side of Tapan Road for the children who walk home in that direction each day. Whether you consider this a county council or board question, what do you think could be done to most effectively see that more sidewalk or safety measures are put in on Tapan Road
Well,
for those that
I
are
have
leaving school?
long, yeah, I've long supported safety, sidewalks to school, and transportation. Anything involving the transportation of our children. It's really critical for us. I do support sidewalks and improving the roadway there to be able to allow much more smooth and safe transfer of children at that location. We had supported that, and we still do support that, but the school is apparently considering a referendum that's going to kind of go on their own and do
I
it.
did hear about that. Yeah.
Frankly think that that's kind of amateurish. I mean, I think we're in a better position to do it. We can seek grants to do that and overall save the taxpayer much more significant amount of money than what they're looking to spend. But it takes a while. It's going to require some patience. It doesn't mean that, nobody wants to do it. It's just, it's county road. So dealing with the county, we have a third party involved, and you move at their speed. And there's a significant issue with space there, and the school's going to lose property. Just going to have to lose property to do that. But we're happy to work with everybody to do it.
Okay. Okay. Another one from the town. This one a little more on the historical front. With the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence coming up next year, what would you like to see the borough do as part of its commemoration?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. It's very significant, and this area had a significant involvement
Do tell.
during that period, right? our geographical ancestors were significantly involved in that period, and I think we should commemorate it with activities that do commemorate that there were people here. I mean, I think we had people involved in the execution of John Andre, who lived in the
Right.
town at the time, and
Yeah.
you know, their houses are long gone, but still, I mean, we need to pay tribute to our geographical ancestors. I'm a bit of a history buff, and I have a minor in history anyway, on top of everything else. So I love that stuff. I'm open to anything,
Okay.
and I'd be there. I think it would be great.
Excellent. Going back into, I guess, just your personal preferences around town. If you could unilaterally change one Norwood ordinance with the stroke of a pen, what would it be and why?
Uh, Things come up all the time, because life changes, and um, uh, we've just recently at the last meeting we approved an invasive bamboo ordinance to prevent
That's interesting.
that, and
Yeah.
that's something that we were significantly concerned about because bamboo can really destroy. I mean, and I didn't even realize how bad it could be. But
Very invasive. Yeah, yeah.
it could be. I mean, and there are different breeds of it, and I really don't know much about that.
I can't
I don't
pretend to either.
profess to be an expert on it.
A lot of people in this part of the world are not bamboo experts, I don't think. But
So,
that's an interesting one. Actually,
yeah,
I did receive a call about potential bamboo-related matter in a neighboring town as part of my work. So it's interesting that you bring that one up.
yeah, and another one we did recently, which was important, I think, is to limit rentals to short term, because we
Okay.
were finding out that there were significant, people renting out portions of their house, and it's a tough thing. But then you don't control the people who come in, and we got a lot of complaints about that. So we had to find a medium for that. But those are just some examples. But as things come
Okay.
forward,
Okay.
we want to be proactive and address and fix whatever problems we have.
Okay. Excellent. Another question from the town. Where do you see Norwood in 5 years from now, and why?
Well, I'm a preservationist. I would hope that we can keep it and keep the small town feel that we have, just the way we have it. And I'm very grateful to all the families that have been here for many generations and have just created a great town. I'm out to try to preserve it and but control the development of it in a positive way that the people want. I want to listen to the ideas and support what the general population wants to do to improve it. We're always looking to improve. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Um, Keeping on the property theme, another one from the town. What, if anything, is your opinion as to the current ongoing reassessment of all properties within the borough?
I don't think we have much of a choice about that. I think that
Okay.
that was mandated by the state because the last time there was a reassessment was about 20 years ago, and maybe a little less, but the sales have significantly outstripped it by large percentages. So under law, it's been mandated. I think it'll we don't know how it's going to turn out. The total tax base, the tax costs, expenditures isn't going to change. It's just how it's going to be allocated among all of the homes in the town. So, some will be higher, some will be lower. How it shakes out on a weighted basis is really what we're not going to really know until it's complete. So, I know some people have objected to letting the assessors in. I let them in. I mean, I think, because if they're not let in, I understand they need to take a kind of a worst case position on it, and you could still challenge it and appeal it, I should say. And, you'll have to let them in at that point. So, it's kind of up to people to decide what to do, but I'm not sure, it's out of our hands. It's something that was mandated to us, and I wish we didn't have to do it, but it's a necessary, I think, evil.
I guess relatedly, something you touched on, did you see that survey? I forget what it was, maybe Redfin or something that had Norwood as some of the highest valued houses on the market in New
No, I
Jersey?
didn't, but
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, people are bidding up houses. It's a very desirable town. We're
Yeah, yeah.
thankful for that. Very
Actually, interestingly, not to go off topic, but I know you know him historically. I'd looked into buying Murray Bass's house before he left town, and
Oh, did you?
I wasn't in a position to move that quickly. I did move within that year, but after I turned it down, he said he got about 18 or 20 bids within a day for his house, just to give you an idea, at least during the pandemic, of what it was like. So, um, anyway, staying on target here.
That's okay. We can go off.
I just want to make sure we capture everything, but
Sure, sure.
that's just, I think that was just for me, it was reflective of like how much demand there is in this region. So how they wind up charging those prices, it's crazy. But
I know.
let's see what we did that one. What would you ideally like to see done to control Livingston Street traffic? This is another one from the town. When the new apartment complex is built and or under construction.
Well, I mean, for me, you're talking to a New York City guy.
Yeah,
I mean, I still think this is
I
like
spent a few years
rural
there
here.
too. Yeah.
you know, I mean, I still think we just have no traffic here. I mean, people don't know traffic. But I think if it
Traffic's
does
the
become
LIE, but go
the
ahead.
LIE, now you can name any highway out there. They're jammed all the time.
Yep.
But I think we're far from that, thank God, and I thank God for that every day. But and I think it goes to the overdevelopment issue we talked about earlier. But and roadways are becoming busier now with all the development around. I don't know if you can. I mean, I think you can detect it. I mean, the development we have, we're going to have to deal with that. It wasn't the infrastructure isn't planned for the development that they're shoving down, literally down our throat, and that we're going to have to do. And if we have traffic issues, we're going to have to deal with them. One of the issues we're looking at is there's a right of way that we own on Hudson across the tracks
Okay.
that if we have to, we can. I mean, there's a roadway there on the map, but
Okay.
if we have to, we can. And I think at some point in time, we're going to need to open up that roadway access to Livingston Street because there's so much traffic coming out from behind, um, you know, from behind Walnut and that you could notice it backs up on Livingston Street there. And I think they're going to need another outlet at some point. So, but I think we have to look to our traffic engineers to do that. I'm not an engineer, so
Okay.
we're going to need a study on that and get the professionals to maybe meter some of the flow if it really does get significant.
Okay. Since you alluded to it, you are an accountant by background, so everybody
Yeah,
gets to know that. Okay. Excellent.
yeah.
Um,
I trained as a CPA. I passed the exam, but I never worked in public. My intention was always to go into corporate. So because I really had a position and there already. I had been affiliated with a kind of a significant company at the time, and so I went right into corporate. So
okay.
I was able to manage defense contracts and things like that with the experience I had. So it
That's
was,
fun. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, well, as they say in the first X-Men movie, just because you have the power doesn't mean you have to use it. So you had the CPA, but
that's right.
uh, another one from the town, and this is sort of related to what we've been nibbling around already. So you can see it's on their mind and on your mind. What do you believe can or should be done, if anything, to keep the town as close to what it presently is in look and feel, given the recent affordable housing matters?
I think I touched on that. I think we've got to figure out how to slow down the affordable development mandates that are being pushed on us by the Democrats in Trenton. I mean, it's just really a dire situation. I mean, they're causing this. There's really no other anything else I could say. You know,
Okay, okay. Let's go to some lighter ones because we do still have some time here. Televised cornhole. Why? Explain to me why this is a thing.
Televised cornhole. I never heard of that. I'm sorry. What is that? Give me a hint.
It's this type of thing you see at Norwood Day, except now there's an organized competition.
Oh, yes. Oh, is there an organized competition?
Yes,
Oh, I
there
think that's
is. It's
great.
on one of the
I think
ESPN
that's the
channels.
best activity. I forgot about that. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, yes. Now that you mention it, I'm sorry. Now I recall. Okay.
So why is
I
this a
rec-
thing? Why do you think it's gotten to the point of being televised? Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I guess they could televise everything's being televised now. We're doing this. It's amazing, right?
True,
Um,
true.
it's amazing. So, but if they're having, I'm all for the fun of it, and if it's for memorabilia purposes, just to be able to have it in video and be able to look at it in the future, share with people, your friends. That's great.
You participate in cornhole on Norwood Day?
I do.
Okay,
Yes.
excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a winning record?
I would say no.
Okay. I
I have
was
a problem aiming the thing. It's a little bit.
me, me too, generally. I sat that out even during my term. So but for that reason. But,
On luck.
all right. All right. Here's another lighter one for you here. With the season coming up in about a month and a half, although my girls have already been talking about costumes. What is the strangest item you ever received in your trick or treat basket on Halloween growing up?
Strangest item. Um, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I just always like being surprised by things that I didn't expect. There were always the common things, but I guess I'd always look for a mounds or something. You know,
You
uh,
preferred mounds, you said.
my
Okay.
preferred mounds, yeah, or M&M
Oh,
peanuts.
okay.
I love that. Those are a little more costly. To get. I love chocolate with nuts, so you
Okay,
know
okay. So
that's
Smarties are
what I.
disappointing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, yes, no, that's too sugary. I think.
Okay, okay. That is, I don't think it's anything but sugar. Okay. Excellent. Another one. This is more of a town-centric question, but lighter. If you could move one Northvale pizza place into Norwood to compete with Mario's and Cousins for Norwood's affections, which would you pick? Three Boys, Dante's, Casa Formosa, or Petrillo's? All of which serve pizza, even if you weren't aware of it.
I know, I know. I don't want competition with our town businesses. I want to support all our businesses. I hope people frequent our businesses. I think we need to support them. And once in a while, I'll confess, if I'm in Northvale, I'm happy to frequent their businesses also. But I'm sorry, I'm preferential to Norwood.
I won't identify who, but a lot of people that grew up here do actually express a preference for Three Boys, which may not be appropriate if they're Norwood products. But but I'm just saying, I'm just repeating what I
Yeah.
heard. So
Okay. And to each their own. I have no problem.
fair enough. Let's see. Another lighter one. Name one article or brand of clothing from your youth you'd like to see make a comeback.
I was like denim jackets.
Those are, yeah, I had those
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got a couple this year. They're
Excellent.
not quite blue denim, but they're different colors, so they don't quite look like denim, but they are.
Nice, nice.
I satisfy my inner, youth that way.
Excellent. I'm actually going to dig in the crates a little bit because we still you're answering things very concisely, so that's good. We're getting covering a lot
Sure.
of
Yeah.
ground.
Good. Good.
Name something that
Well,
was that you would consider in retrospect the highlight from your first go round as a council person a number of years back. What stands out for you from your previous tenure?
um, we had a very challenging time. I mean, I chaired the finance committee at the
What year
time
was
when
this, first of all?
2008, 2009.
Okay,
We had a
okay.
very serious problem, and it was very challenging to deal with. I mean, and that wasn't just us, but it was all the towns because all of our everything stopped. All of our revenue, any revenue we had that we were getting, and we don't have a lot of revenue, but any revenue, losing any of our revenue would be catastrophic for any town. And so we were just under pressure to cut wherever we could. And it was very difficult. And we did not cut anything so drastically. We balanced it out, and we had to raise some taxes, but it was a tough situation. We made a choice. We made some tough choices to preserve, a lot of the departments that we have. The library was so important. I really fought for that. We maintained our EMS. We did have to let a couple of recent police hires go, which just destroyed us. We just really had no choice, but they were kind of the younger guys. And fortunately, we were able to protect the department. It was very, very difficult, but we got through that intact, and then we did hire back police officers just when we could do that, right when things kind of got better a couple of years later. But very difficult time,
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to give the floor to you for just anything that you'd like to get out there that maybe I didn't expressly ask about before we wind it down.
Well, I would just say that the history of this town, I've just been so impressed with, and I've just been so focused to try to maintain that, and at the same time keep our costs under control. We've really done, I think, a good job of balancing that out, and it has been kind of difficult. At the same time, we've kept the town beautiful. We've maintained our downtown. We developed that. That's another thing I'm proud of, by the way, alluding to your last question.
Okay.
We
Okay.
did have a difficult time with that. You have to really work with the developer to do those things. But, it was a little tedious there. We had a big delay because the developer had issues there. It was a private developer. So, you've got to work with developers to be able to develop the town appropriately. So, that fortunately has worked out well, but it took a long time. And, so, I would ask for everyone's support to continue that initiative, to continue to support the town and maintain its quality of life and its appearance and the quietness and peacefulness of the town. And I just ask for everyone's support on November 4th. You have 3 ways of voting, either if you got a mail-in ballot or early voting is available. So I would ask everyone to please give me your vote, and I'm happy to support you and listen to whatever comments you have.
Excellent. Now I need you to do one more thing.
Sure.
Look at the camera, state your name, and after you state your name, state, and I am Norwood.
I'm Ed Condoleo, and I am Norwood.
Perfect. Ed, thanks for your time today. This has been excellent.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it very much. Have a great evening.
Now hang out with me while I figure out how to stop this. Here we go. All right. Good night, everybody.